SOS, what's going on? How are you? I would assume that is Geneva Rosa. Geneva Rosa 77. What's going on? How are you? What's going on? I don't know how to say that, but I'm just gonna make it up. I guess that's Anna. Anna Mom 26. What's going on? How are you? All right, y'all. Welcome to the 411 podcast. What's going on? It's Monday. We made it. That's what you got to do sometimes. Just say, hey, guess what? We made it. So, yeah, we got a good show tonight. We have Mr. Darius Chambers coming in tonight. He has a podcast called What the Shit. So, yeah, can't wait to speak to him about that. Mr. Darius, I see you out there. So, yeah, he's going to come up pretty soon and speak to us about this podcast that he has going on. And of course, you know, we have burning questions. So, welcome in, y'all. But what I really need you to do right now is I really need you to go ahead and tag your friends. Go ahead and share this. Let them know what we got going on right here inside of the 411 podcast right now. So go ahead and tag your friends. Let them know what's going on. If you are out there on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, D Live, or Twitch, go ahead and put it in the comments and let me know where you're calling from. Yes, it really is. Can't wait to find out all about it. What's going on, Crazy Capital Media? Thank you for joining in. I appreciate you. All right, so now I got a question for y'all. Song of the day, You Make Me Better. Fabulous, featuring Neo, released in 2011. And I also just want to say a very special happy birthday to Neo. But have you ever been to a point in your life where you actually made somebody better? Or maybe you were actually with somebody that made you better. How did you respect them? How did you appreciate the fact that either someone is making you better or the fact that you're actually making somebody else better? So it is what it is. Sometimes when people get together, they can make things happen. And if you're with the right person and you're riding with the right person, you can make some things happen. Although arrogance and doing some backbiting type things could actually get you into a situation where you will realize what you once had. So, are you making somebody better today, or is somebody making you better? Very special. Shout out to Mr. Neo. Happy birthday. And for all of the Neo fans out there, I just want to know, what is your favorite Neo song? What's going on, Lee Dennis? So there's so many songs that Neo is responsible for. And there's probably so many more songs that you don't even know what he's responsible for because he actually wrote a lot of hits. So what's your favorite Neo song? So Sick, Miss Independent. Of course, everybody knows that one. Sexy Love. The list goes on and on and on. One in a Million, Because of You. What's your favorite Neo song? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. Laram, when you know, you just know. It's the best fucking feeling in the world. I hear you. So are you telling me something? What y'all doing out there? I want to say very special thank you to people out there on Instagram, people on Facebook. If you are out there on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, D Live, or Twitch, thank you so much for joining in. I appreciate you. I want to give a very special shout out to Mark and Quasia from Transcending Truth. We had a great show last night. And of course, it's all on the cards with Kathy. Thank you so much. Silver Cube, Victoria Kamani, fellow podcasters, True Podcast, and of course, Darius Chamber from What the Shit. He's getting ready to come on pretty soon. What the Shit podcast. So, yeah, can't wait to speak to him. My sister Kay Cole, my brother Nate Perry, Miss Rebel Jewel, um, Desiree Covington, thank you so much. Smutty Book Lady, what's up? Thank you for coming through and supporting. I appreciate you. And oh yeah, thank you so much, SOS. It was so crazy how last night's show was. It was just very interesting, put it that way. And a lot of that stuff was just orchestrated from a higher power. So I'm just so thankful that we were able to, do the show one more time. And I'm thankful to be right here doing the show once again. So yeah, this is I feel a shift. I feel a big shift going on, and yeah, now's the time. So people, if you got something, if you're working on something, if you're doing something, you're trying to make something work, I just really have to say, now's the time. Definitely, definitely. I love "Say It" by Neo. Mm, I'm gonna have to check that one out. I'm sure I've heard it, but I gotta go back because a lot of times I don't remember songs by the actual names. Sometimes I just gotta hear it. So now, speaking of, when I was speaking to Mark and I was speaking to Quasia last night, we were talking about them being vegans and me being a pescatarian and, different things like that. So the question that I have for you is, what is more important? Is it more important what's going what's going on? How are you? I appreciate you. I see you out there. Your handle name kind of cracked me up a little bit. Pretty bitch. That made me laugh a little bit. Water Buoyance, what's going on? Or Water Boy Ace, however you say it. Thank you so much for coming on. And SOS says, well, Mercury is not in retrograde. Something is a shift is going on right now. So, or either it's happening or it's done already. It is what it is. So, definitely feel some changes in the atmosphere here. So, back to the question, what is more important, how you look or how good it tastes? So, today in your world, what is more important to you, how you personally look or how good it tastes? No, I know for me, it's just a little bit of both. It definitely is a little bit of both. But I know I'm very cautious about what I eat today. And because of that, I will tell you that I feel so much better. I used to be, I like food. I'm going to just be real honest with you. I love food so much that sometimes I eat a lot of it. But it's all about eating more healthier for me today because before I would eat a lot of food, but it would be all the wrong stuff. So then after I get done eating it, I'm starting to feel a little bit of, certain way. So, and when I say feeling a certain way, it was not a good feeling, feeling tired, feeling bloated, feeling just outright gross and disgusting after you get done eating, you know, a bucket of chicken or, something crazy like that I used to do. Um, I would do stupid stuff like, all right, so I'm gonna go to McDonald's or whatever, and I'm gonna order a chicken sandwich, right? But because I'm not gonna get no fries, I'm just going to go ahead and substitute it and have two chicken sandwiches. Or, you know what? Let me go ahead and skip the fries, but I'm going to go ahead and add like a 10-piece nugget in there. Like I used to do crazy stuff like that. And I used to didn't even touch any type of vegetables, period, the end. It was all just strictly meat and that's it. And I don't want any vegetables. I don't even want to look at them. So definitely now is definitely about how I look, but more important is how I feel too, because I need to feel good about it. I need to feel good about myself after I get done eating, and my energy levels got to be on point. That's the worst thing you could do is eat something and then all of a sudden feel like you're just done and you're ready to take a nap and it's over. Like I've lived my life like that for so many years. It's crazy. SOS says, also, food can be sexy too if you share it with someone special. Yeah, I feel you on that. More of like a, sushi, sushi with your soulmate type thing. Water Boy Ace says, hopefully I'm saying it right, Water Boy Ace, how you look, feel morally aligned with vegan food is made right and can taste real good too. If vegan food is made right, it tastes real good. It can taste real good. That's what's up. Mr. Will, what's going on? Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. I got some really good vegan dishes out there where you won't even know, what you got going on. So I understand that. Yes.
Hello?
What's going on? Welcome to the 411.
What's going on? Hey, Kevin.
I am doing good. I'm doing good. I just want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come right on over on 411. And I appreciate the love and support that you give.
Oh, man, no problem. You receive good everything, you get it back. So I have no
Yeah,
problem with that.
yeah, yeah. Um, so where are you calling from?
Canton, Ohio. Lovely Canton, Ohio.
All right. So, I always ask everybody where they're calling from, like I actually know what's going on. I know absolutely my directions are real off. So I basically just rely on GPS to get me everywhere. So now, what are you close to? I mean, when I think of Ohio,
Just south
simplest
of Cleveland.
Cleveland.
About an hour south of Cleveland.
Okay. So, I mean, I've been to Ohio and I've been to Sandusky, Ohio. That's about
South
all.
of there.
How far from there?
About an hour. Because that's up towards Cleveland, too.
Okay, okay. All right. So, what's there to do this
Whole
time of the
lot of
year?
nothing.
Whole lot of nothing, right?
Whole lot of nothing. I mean, I work. I work. That's all I
Mm.
do.
Now, we were talking about food, right? And
Uh-huh.
speaking of food, when I was in Sandusky, Ohio, me and my whole family, right? We lost our mind because I think it was the first time that we saw something called I think it's called Steak and Shake or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Take it. Up.
When we went to that place, we were supposed to just go there and eat one time and that was it. We ate there every day. We kept going back every day. Couldn't believe the prices that were out there. Prices.
Yeah, I mean, you can get meals for like $4.
Yeah, like what's up with that? Like how do they compete with and it's good food, like I'm telling you, it's real good food. Like
Yeah, they do steak burgers. So they got steak burgers. That's their staple. They built their stuff on steak burgers. So it ain't too bad. I always go there for the chicken tenders. The fries ain't bad either. I'm a fry connoisseur, so I go there for their fries. It ain't too bad. It ain't too bad.
yeah, they were all right. They weren't the best though.
No,
I still say to this day that McDonald's has the best fries out there.
I don't know because it's a place called Five Guys. It takes fries. It's made.
You know what? See, I was feeling this whole vibe that we had going on until you said that.
So,
Until you
so
said that. Until you said
I,
that. Five
hey, I
Guys.
ain't making a. If it usually takes me a little longer than rub people the wrong way, but it's a match.
You like Five Guys fries?
I actually do.
Oh,
Don't judge me, don't quote me, but I mean, Five Guys fries for some reason. Then it Wendy's.
Anybody out there in Phoenix area? Five Guys reminds me of this place called In-N-Out Burger. I don't know if you've ever had In-N-Out Burger, but mark my word, you ain't missing a damn thing. The fries are horrible and the burgers are horrible. Basically, just think about sitting at home, cutting some fresh potatoes, frying them on the stove, and basically opening up some hamburger meat, popping it together as a patty, and cooking it on the stove. That's what their food was like. It was the worst experience that I've ever had in my life, and I don't even like looking at the In-N-Out Burger sign. It's horrendous.
I think I'll pass on that thing. I don't really like. If I go to you for some food and there's some stuff I can cook at home, ain't no point in me giving you my money.
I feel you that In-N-Out Burger is absolutely terrible. Miss Lee Dennis, you were a trip. You says In-N-Out Burger sounds sexual.
It might. I mean, I heard the commercial. It do. There was a comedian back in the day who made a song about In-N-Out Burger. He made it sexual.
Really?
Every time I hear In-N-Out Burger, that's what I think about.
I didn't know that. That's the first time I had ever heard of an In-N-Out Burger. When I went there, I didn't know it was in a song.
Yeah, it was a comedian a while back. I can't remember when it was on. But yeah, I'm cool on them. Needless to say, I don't think In-N-Out Burger is going to be sponsoring my podcast no time soon.
Listen, there's plenty of places that are not sponsoring a damn thing from the 411 because we just basically say what we're going to say here, and it is what it is. So you have a podcast, and
I do.
For the nice people, to say it the nice way, because I've seen it stylized in two different ways. I've seen it called What the Stuff, which I recently saw that, and then prior to that, I know it as What the Shit. So
yeah, see, I'm pissed off at Facebook. Yeah, Facebook is decent because they won't let me say shit. I can do anything I want but say shit. So I had to call it stuff to keep it, family friendly because it's Facebook, but I can show everything else on Facebook but shit.
So when you
Zuckerberg, I'm on your ass. You know that.
So when you post something on Facebook as far as written, right? You can't curse, so that's why they make you change it to What the Stuff.
So I could rap whatever I want. I just couldn't make the name What the Shit, which is crazy.
Oh, you mean when you generated the actual...
Yeah, when I made the page,
gotcha.
It was like you can't say that. And I was like, well, fuck you. I'm gonna say what I want, but I'm gonna make it What the Stuff because I need the page, because social media and that whatnot.
Now, let me ask you a question. Are you a comedian?
I am not. This is just me. I respect comedians because to be a comedian, you have to be, one, talented, and two, be able to write your jokes out. And I don't have that dedication. Like, I can't sit there and actually write a set. I know some comedians, and I respect the hell out of them. I love comedy, but I am not a comedian by craft. I will never even try because I know I'm going to fail at it because I can't. In that realm, it's just a different thing. I'm more of I consider myself not really an entertainer, but my personality is kind of petty. So
you may not think that you're okay. So maybe being a comedian is not the right word that I would like to. That maybe you would like anybody to classify you as or label you as, but I can hear it in your voice that you must make a lot of people laugh.
Here's the thing, I got good comedic timing. That's what I have. I'll say that. I'm able to come back quick. That sounds sexual. But I'm also able to think on my feet. So I can growing up, you had to be able to, if you didn't look good, you had to be able to make the girls laugh. So I was able to make the girls laugh. You know what I mean? So that's how I was winning.
All right. I hear you on that. Yeah, I know where you're coming from.
So I was
So,
always able to, think light on my feet, make people laugh. I enjoy it. I feel like laughter is one of those things that once you make people at ease and laugh, enjoy themselves,
mhm,
it's they're less apprehensive, and everybody just has a good
right, right. So, your podcast, how long have you been doing it?
time. Not long, to be honest. All this is still crazy to me. I'm still learning the ropes.
Hmm.
Been a lot going on. I've only been doing it. Actually, my podcast is just now hit its year mark in July.
Okay,
So
congratulations. We actually probably around the same time then.
yeah, so I started July 2020.
Mm.
Uh, First episode was trash. My whole first season, I took yes, production was poor, but I enjoyed doing it.
Hmm.
So I stuck with it. And not to jump the gun and get too far ahead of me, but it's been growing. Put a lot of work and dedication into it. But yeah, so I've been doing it for a year. Um, I'm just at my fourth season. Two episodes into the fourth season, and it's been crazy.
Well, that's what's up. So, what made you? Okay, so let's go back to the name. Uh, what the shit? So, what can we expect out of this? How did you come up with that name?
Yeah, I didn't. See, that's and people ask me about the name, and to tell you the truth, it wasn't something I had to think hard on. It's something I say a lot in my life. Um,
Oh,
and I just felt like that was a name that I used. That was something I used a lot. And when I was trying to think of names,
mhm.
I was like, look, I had all these very different names, and I was just like, what the shit? And I called it, and I was like, oh shit, that's it. I say that probably at least 2 times a day. If somebody do something stupid, I'm driving in traffic, somebody cut me off, I'm like, what the shit? So I was just like, yeah, there it is. And
Yeah.
it rolls up the sun naturally, and it's something that I probably say my whole life. I probably should say it as much as I do, but look where it's gotten.
Mm. I've heard it's being said a couple times. So you got to be able to know how to do it the right way to talk like that. So yeah.
Yeah, see, everybody can't. I
Mm.
have a gift of cut. Um, so it rolls off the tongue so well when I say it. It's one of those things that, yeah, everybody can't say it. Like, I've heard some people say it, and I'm just like, ew, please just don't talk. Say you on my show because you just make it feel dirty when you say it.
Mm, mm. Man, you are cracking me up already. So, when did you realize that you wanted to be like sort of an entertainer? At what age?
Oh, shit. Um, I probably when I was 5. Um,
Mm.
Twofold. When I was, like, Beverly Hills Cop was big. So I was running, I had a big wheel. And this is how I met my friends to this day. When I tell this story, people don't believe me. So I was running down the streets of Akron. I grew up in Legacy, Ohio. So I was running down the street on my big wheel. And I seen this group of kids. And they was outside playing and shit, driving by on a little big wheel. They was like, hey kid, who is you? I was like, I'm Axel Foley. Who the fuck are you? And ever since then, we've been friends, like the whole family. I know them all, love them all. That was one. And then growing up, we used to do talent shows. So my
Oh
family would
yeah.
do talent shows, Halloween parties. I would do, like, me and my cousin did Chris Cross. So when Chris Cross was big, and talent shows, we used to do that. Christmas, we used to do talent shows. So I always loved doing that, just to see the smile on people's faces. Like I said, the laughter, and just the rush, that feeling of people all eyes on you.
Hmm.
And it wasn't really like an ego thing. It was just, I felt like euphoric. I mean, it was just like, okay,
Like
I
an
got
Adam.
people's attention. They're captivated by what I'm saying or doing. And
Yeah,
it just felt good.
I got you. Almost like an outer body experience sometimes.
Yeah, like even
Hmm.
now, like even if I'm tired or not feeling good, once that red light comes on, because I do my show live, So it's like I know once that red light comes on, there is no mistake. Like I gotta be on my A game every jump.
I
You know
know
what I mean?
exactly
There's
what you mean.
no editing.
Hmm.
There's no do overs. There's no take backs. This is it. Like you gotta be able to. Now I tell people that people ask me like, why'd you go? Because I used to record on Zoom and
Mm.
edit and do all this other stuff, and then I got lazy. That's one of the reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But two, I was just like, I want to do it live because I want to be able to see those to see us in the moment, as opposed to coming back to it and watching it after we just edited because of things out this and that.
That takes
So
that. I think that takes a lot. That's a lot of time and energy doing all of that.
it is.
I mean,
I already do enough. Um, Promos, I do my own promos,
hmm
everything. So running my own social media, so emails, booking, like I'm doing all that. So trying to edit the show just wasn't it
right,
wasn't gelling. You know,
right.
once we started picking up steam and I really started putting time into social media and trying to gain a following. Which funny story, for like my first half a year on social media on Facebook on Instagram, I was at like 400 followers. So
Hmm.
one day I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just be more active. And I kid you not, I jumped up to about 1,000 followers in less than 3 months. You know what I mean? Like
What did you say?
less than a month.
What did you
I
say?
jumped up.
No, I get that. What did you say before that? You said you were at 400 followers, and then you said to yourself, "What?"
I'm gonna just be more active on social media because I'm not a social
Oh,
media guy.
oh, I
You
got you.
know, so I was like, I gotta be more active. Because I wouldn't put myself out there. You know, just like joke with pictures and memes and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start talking to people. So I started
Hmm.
doing videos, more interactive, and started networking with a lot of people, and just really jumped up in numbers. And I was like, man, okay, now I see people really like what I have to say, or the
Hmm.
crazy antics that I do. So I just started doing it more often, and it worked.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, because that's interesting. We both started around the same time. I think you probably started about a month before me, and then I started in August of last year.
Yeah,
It's
the
been.
Instagram page I didn't even start till about 6 months after I started.
Hmm.
Like I really wasn't thinking about it. I was just like, you know what, we're gonna do this. We were doing it on Facebook. I didn't
Hmm.
think about Instagram at the time. Like I said, not a social media guy, not really knowing the game like I do kind of now, to where that presence is necessary. And I tell anybody like you got to be on it, like checking it. I get up at 3 a.m. every day. Even
Hmm.
before I started the show, that's just how I was. I get up at 3 a.m. Now I'm drinking coffee, checking Instagram, responding, and doing all this stuff that is starting to become a little more natural to me. Um,
Hmm.
but when I first started, I didn't care about none of that numbers. Not that I care about numbers now, but it's more I'm more in tune with what's going on, so I know how to move a little better.
Right, right. Well, yeah, it's definitely not for everybody. I'll tell you that. Not a lot of people can deal with it. It's a lot.
It is. It's dangerous because like I'm a private person. Like
Hmm.
off camera, I'm humble. You know what I mean? Like I said, all this is still new to me. The recognition, people coming to me, like all this is new to me. So I'm still trying to navigate the waters, still remain grounded,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
not get too ahead of myself. And just really enjoy the ride and take it all in.
So,
My podcast wasn't supposed to be here.
well, so you let's rewind there. So it wasn't supposed to be here. What does that mean?
So when I started, I went to a media school up in Cleveland, and
Hmm.
I was going to do sports talk radio. I
Hmm.
coached football, played football, basketball. I love sports, so I was like, I'm gonna go do sports talk radio. Uh, was doing good, and I started doing the radio stuff. We did all kind of everything, for radio and TV.
Hmm.
COVID hit, so COVID hit. We didn't go to school. We was doing distance learning. my partner on the show, Chris, brought me on the his show, Blurry's Eye View, so I'm on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell in love with it there, and I was like, I like doing it. But his show was geared for what he do best. You know, it wasn't geared to me. I was just kind of a funny hype man.
Right.
But it was, you know, I was like, I could do this myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I told people, I said, yeah, I'm going to start my own podcast. People looked at me like, why? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you have what it takes, you know, the chops to really dedicate and, you know, hold your own show.
Mm-hmm.
Even people at my school was like, whatever, he's not gonna make it. You know what I mean? So after my dad died during COVID, so I really was like, I really gotta do this. You know, that it redefined a lot of things that I was doing. And I was like, okay, I'm doing it. So that's when he brought me on. My dad died. Chris brought me on the show. Fell in love with it. This was in April. In July, I was like, I'm doing it.
Sorry to hear about
July,
that.
Oh yeah, thank you. You know, it's been 2 years, but I know he's in a better place, and I know he's proud of him. So I don't really use it to motivate me, but I don't try to use it as an excuse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, but it's crazy is the same people who said I couldn't do it is now, you know, sharing my stuff and respecting it and loving it, and it's just like.
At least they're sharing it and sharing it and stuff and respecting it. There's a couple people that told me that I wouldn't be anything, but you know, I created some enemies along the way, so they're not sharing anything. They're not even looking at anything. Well,
It'd be like that, and that's one thing that I've learned in this podcasting game, that it's, you know, I had a guy on my show, and I was like, we're not supposed to be doing this because you're starting a podcast. We're supposed to be enemies. We're not supposed to be in the same lane because you're doing what I'm doing. So we're not supposed to learn from each other. And my whole first season, I made an enemy. The person who's the biggest person who told me I couldn't do it was at the school. So what I did was at the end of every episode, I would find some way to shout her out. No last name, just first name. You know what I mean? And just, hi, how you doing? I'm still here. You know what I mean? Whole first season, I would say her name. And it was more for me, but I did it in funny ways so people didn't really think, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's more just to motivate myself. Like, she didn't probably really mean it the way I took it, but the way I took it as a, you know, competitively and just like, it was like she wanted me. It felt like to me they wanted me to be this second fifth. Like, hey, you be on this show, you're a good co-host, and you're a good, you know, hype man. Just be a hype man.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I could settle for
that. Well, hey, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it brought me some of the things that I've experienced and have done so far in this year and a couple months. I feel blessed.
I'm shocked the fact that they still mess with you.
Man, I'm shocked that they still mess with me, brother. I didn't go lie to you. But I appreciate it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It ain't always love, but I can't get caught up in that anymore because I'm doing a lot more. My platform is growing. Being able to give other people opportunities to come on my show and tell their stories has been rewarding.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what's up. I mean, the whole thing about, we both do the same thing. You can't be doing what I'm doing and this and that. Try not to get caught up into that because nobody can duplicate what you're doing, just like you can't duplicate what the other person's doing. Yeah, I mean, there'll be several people that try, and there's nothing that you can do about it except just sit back and watch watch the ride, because it's not gonna work.
And I used to be leery of that, like, you know what I mean? But then I was like, my personality makes my show work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so somebody try to do my show the way I do it, you gotta have a personality. You know what I mean? So I'm not really worried about that no more because I know I'm crazy as hell. So unless you trying to match my crazy, go there and keep that there, your mental gonna be fucked up. Like mentally, you gonna have to go to a place that you might not like.
Yeah.
Because have no filter. You know, I keep my mind, and I'm just having fun. So everything I say is truthfully from the heart, but the way I say it sometimes, some people don't like it. And, you know, that's more of a them problem than me problem. But it is what it is. But I believe everybody can eat. You know, it's room for everybody to eat. You know, and to be able to help people. You know, to have somebody come to me and ask me how they could do some podcasts and stuff. It's humbling. You know what I mean? I ain't been doing this long enough to be really teaching somebody the game, but I've been doing it a certain way that's been working. So I can try to give you some notes that might help you. And I have no problem with that because I don't see it as competition. I see it as
giving back.
Room, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What's going on, Ghost Whisper? Now that picture, your picture is a piece of work. I saw that earlier today. Comment says, I can never understand why people speak negative about other people's dreams and or goals. Always congratulate and wish them well. You get nothing by being negative or nasty, but honestly, it can be used for fuel. So keep going and go harder and keep moving in a positive. They will be left to wonder about their own story, as sad as it may be.
See, and that's another thing about me. I'm one of the people. I'm fueled by. I have always got to have a chip on my shoulder, and sometimes I'm manufacturing that drive in my head just because I thrive off of that. You know, it's not always healthy. Don't get me wrong, but I kind of thrive off of chaos. I feel like that's my element. I grew up in chaos. I grew up in the, you know, shit talk. So a lot of times I don't see it as too much hate. But any little comment, I'll find a way to spin it just to feel like I need that drive, that extra push, just to. But I love them all, you know. Like I said, where I'm at now and where I was at when I first started, I felt like I had to do some crazy stuff. Just because I didn't know the game, I didn't know how to do this, I didn't know how to set fights up. I didn't know nothing. I just was like, I want to do this, and I'm doing it. And I drove myself to do it.
I think it's so funny because there's a lot of things that we don't know how it's supposed to happen. Listening to your story, how you say your podcast wasn't supposed to happen. I never thought that I would be doing this as well. And I never thought that I would actually have the strength and the courage to make some pretty, life-changing events. And I was actually just sitting back thinking about my life, like, wow, at that split moment, it was, you're going to go left, you're going to go right. And you don't have that much time to think about it. What are you going to do? Like, I had one of those things, and I had to sit with myself and be like, oh my God, thank you, Jesus. Thank you so much for giving me everything that I needed in that moment, because I could have been foolish and I could have taken the wrong door and I wouldn't even be here right now. And I truly, honestly believe that I would be 6 feet under if I did not make the decision that I did last year to just do something different. And I always used to be like, this year, it's going to be the new Laren. It's going to be the new improved Laren. Oh, I can't wait till the next year roll around because, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And it was year after year after year after year of the same old stupid shit over and over and over again. And then I always was sitting somewhere depressed, wondering why I can't be the new improved person that I wanted to be. Because I just didn't have it in me. I don't know what it was. I just didn't have it in me. And out of nowhere, I got the strength and courage to get up and just do something different.
And that's the beautiful thing about life that I love. Like I said, I don't take none of it for granted because technically I was supposed to go to school for broadcasting way back in the day, about 20 years ago. But I believe timing and faith plays a lot into it Because if I would have went through it back then, my mindset wasn't right, and I would have did it for all the wrong reasons. I'm a little more experienced now. I've experienced life. I've experienced love. I'm married. You know what I mean? I got a family. I have
That's what's
people
up.
depending on me. So I think that was one of the reasons why I felt like timing was, you know, COVID. COVID was a beautiful thing. Not people dying, but the shutting down the world kind of made people have to take stock in what they were doing in life.
Yeah.
Me being one of them. Because
Same here.
Happen to take happen to take stock of what you're doing. You know what I mean? And if all this went away and the world shut down, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? If everything stopped, what did you have? You know what I mean? And I was able to create a beautiful show out of nothing. You know what I mean? From the ground up, all of it from the ground up, because I had to shut down, gave me refocus. You know what I mean? They gave me clarity to like, I can't do this with people in person, so I have to find the best way to do it here. You know, and bring people in and captivate the audience and really give them a show. Because at the time, like I said, everything shut down. People weren't doing nothing, sitting at home, you know, being mad, tired, whatever. I want to be a light to, you know, watch this show, have fun, laugh, you know, joke, just enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? If even for 1 hour you can get what's going on outside of what's going on, then I feel like we really done something.
Right. That's what's up. So now, where can we find your podcast? How often do you have episodes coming out?
Once a week. Every Wednesday night, live at 8 o'clock on Facebook. What the Stuff podcast page. We broadcast through StreamYard. Everything's there. On Instagram, it's What the Shit _podcast. Usually put up clips the following day or two from the show. So you can get clips on Instagram, or you can go on to our Facebook. I partnered with 50 Streams, so all our audio is up there, plus bonus content. I just recently got a partnership deal with WMIC Media Group, so I'm really excited about that.
That's what's up.
Which is going to hopefully give us, it's going, not hopefully, I'm speaking into existence, it's going to give us an opportunity to get sponsorship. I'm hoping by the end of this year, but that's just me being really ambitious. But so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, we're pretty much everywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I mean, you can download and listen to it any way you want. But like I said, I do 12 episodes a season.
Okay.
And I started doing that because I wanted to gear my show towards like more of a talk show after our first season. I was like, I want to be more like a TV at the time. You know, you get 12 episodes a season, and that's all you get.
Is that a standard for most of the shows? Is it 12 and that's it?
No, I mean, I know some people who don't even do seasons. They just keep going, you know. 300 episodes. I want to do something different. Just because, like I said, I wasn't trying to do what everybody else was doing. I wanted to try to set my own standards, my own way of doing things.
Right.
So I was like, and when we first started, we was with this group called Black and Mud. It was a podcasting network type of thing, but kind of outgrew it. And when I was with them, I was like, we're going to give y'all 12 episodes and see what happens. And then from there, that's just kind of where I went. We do 12 episodes. You might get, you know, some bonus episodes in a season, but the standard is 12. I know last season we had 12 plus 3 bonus episodes. So for me, that's my standard, just because I don't want to oversaturate what I'm doing.
Okay. Well, you learned something new, right? I didn't know that about the 12 episodes.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going to 15 next season, but I want to see how it goes. But like I said, in my mind, I want it to be like a talk show. After our first season.
So the 12 isn't a standard as far as TV. That's what I was
No,
asking. Okay.
no. They usually, I mean, I think it's like sometimes it's 21 episodes, 15. It just depends on how the networks order it.
Got you. Mm-hmm.
But I was looking into it and I was like, you give them 12 episodes, then you take a break. You know what I mean? 2, 3 months, weeks, whatever. We usually take like 2 week break, 2 to 3 weeks. We'll take off, no shows, no nothing. I just, retool, we refocus, start booking more guests for the next season, figure out what direction we want to go in. This season we took a longer break just because I had a lot more going on. I had to go to my sister's wedding in Texas. I had some deals on the table that I had to wait till they finalize before I could do some things. So we took a little bit longer break, but 12 for me is my standard. Like I said, I know people who don't even do breaks; they just go. They doing multiple shows a week. But I just, like I said, for me, I didn't want to oversaturate my little market. Doing too much and then people get tired of it. Not that I think that will happen, but in my mind, that's just how it is.
Well, people will come, people will go. You'll find new will find you. So yeah, just keep doing the thing, and you know. So now let us know one more time where we can find you at on social media. I know you are on Instagram. Go ahead and let us know what your handle name is. Let us know what your handle name is for Facebook, and anything else that you want to go ahead and let us know.
My personal is Darius DC10 is all one word. My podcast is What the Shit _ podcast. Facebook, it is What the Stuff podcast. I have a YouTube page, but I'm too lazy to really do something with it because that is tedious. Again, when you're not touch click, it's just a lot to do. And I don't want to go live on YouTube because I just feel like it's too much on YouTube now. But that's it.
I mean, you're gonna get it from whatever direction you go in. It's crazy.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, it's always gonna be something. It's always gonna be something. So I want to go ahead and leave you with this burning question here. I need you to help somebody out who actually, wrote into the show here. So the burning question is, I feel lonely until I hook up. And then after I do, I feel disgusting. So what type of advice would you give somebody like that? They feel lonely until they hook up. And then after they hook up, they start feeling a certain way about the aftermath of it all.
Oh, wow. That is not my forte, but I can answer that. I actually can. It starts from within.
Okay.
And this is philosophical DC, which doesn't come out too often, but you got to love yourself first. A lot of that is self-hate. A lot of people don't know how to love themselves, don't know how to be alone with themselves, so they got to find something to do. Some people act out sexually. Some people turn to drugs. It's just without not knowing yourself and what you really love and really like, or feeling good about yourself, you're always going to turn to some kind of vice. So it starts from within. I've always been one of them people who I've never had an addiction. Not that I know of. I might. You don't feel like an addiction, but nothing crazy. But I'll stay there and be by myself and not feel crazy or alone or, get trapped in some voices. But it starts within, and I tell anybody, you got to know yourself first. As a football coach, we used to tell our players, confidence. If you don't have confidence in yourself, nobody will have confidence in you. So
that's a good one.
Without knowing yourself, if you don't know what you like, how can somebody else know what you like?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's one of those things to where you might have to sit down with yourself and really just be alone with your thoughts, put some music on, turn some stage, I don't know. Whatever it is that will help you meditate. Realign yourself because it's not healthy to do that.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue that we have because some people don't know how to sit with themselves. They can't because they got too much going on from the outside that's blocking everything. So Dark Knight says, I have someone that let me shut up.
Oh,
I don't even know what that is, but that's funny.
I brother, hey, you might want to dark night, you might want to handle that on a private chat. You might want to.
Someone stressed me. Someone stressed to me that they have too much to do all the time. That when they do have alone time, they are depressed and they never know what to do with their time. Hmm.
That is time management. Um, if you always constantly going, if you never stop, to breathe and enjoy your work,
Hmm.
you're always gonna feel like you're depressed because you're always feeling like you gotta constantly keep going because that's the pace you put yourself at. So when somebody slow down, they don't know what to do because they're so used to running. And I used to
Mm.
be that way. I was so used to running around, running the streets, never home, and doing this, doing that. So one day I was just like, man, sit your ass down and shut the fuck up. Like, just breathe.
I
You know what I'm saying?
I would actually get depressed because I couldn't, you know, be by myself. I know that
I mean, there's some people like that too.
I know that
I
that
mean, it's
sounds
both ways.
so bad, but it was the reality check with me is that I used to always threaten and say, "Oh, I can't wait to be by myself," or "Oh, I want to be by myself," and I never did. But the fact that I didn't, knowing that I really secretly wanted to, yeah, that calls for some areas of depression. And then when I got by myself, I was a little depressed until I was like, wait a minute, this is what you asked for the whole entire time. So then I'm like, now hit the reset button, go back, reevaluate the whole situation, and what are you going to gain from this and what are you going to lose from it? And then I started to see what I was gaining from it and what I was losing from it. And the gain outweighed more than the loss. So I was like, all right, I'm cool.
Yeah, man. Like I said,
So,
you gotta take stock. Sometimes you gotta evaluate what's important in the hierarchy of things. Um, which is crazy for me because people don't believe I think like that. But it is, it's like I said, it's just when you experience things and you see what's important and what's not, you start taking stock like, okay, family's important or they're not.
right.
I mean, family is. My immediate family, people who are under my roof that I love and take care of, or I didn't take care of, just love and have responsibility to make sure their well-being is taken care of. That's
Mm-hmm.
important.
Mm-hmm.
People who don't care about what I'm doing or don't care this and that, that's not important. So I don't really focus on the hate or none of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then work, people get stressed out working too much, not working enough. You feel like you never have time because you're always doing somebody else's work and you don't have time to focus on your own.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. Uh-huh. I
I used
feel it.
to like Gary Vee. It's a lot of people, you spending 8 hours doing somebody else's job and you
Hmm.
come home and sleep 4, it's only 24 hours.
Right.
So I try to, that's why I'm up at 3 every day. I'll be getting at 3 every day for the long. Even if
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that, I love reading or watching TV or something, just try to maximize my time to
Mm-hmm.
make sure I'm getting the most. You're going to get 24 hours a day. So
You better say it.
making the most of it is what's important.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's
And
what's
that's some
up.
things I do well, some things I don't. I still got to work on, but I can try to recognize those things, try to work on, hope for the best, and prepare for the work.
Well, you sound like you're a real down to earth person. So, congratulations on everything. Thank you so much for coming on. I definitely will be checking you out. And yeah, come back anytime.
I think got to give a few shameless plugs real quick because
Oh,
I don't want
absolutely.
people to forget about them.
Yeah.
First, my wife. I don't know if she's going to see this. My wife, Kiana. Thank you. My dude, Chris and Courtney, if it wasn't for them, what this shit would probably just be me, bouncing off the walls. It probably wouldn't even be a show. Even though I'm kind of out in the forefront, it's not a show without them.
Mm-hmm.
Either one or the other being on the show makes me feel at peace.
Mm-hmm.
And my brothers, I met them at media school. I don't trust too many people. I trust them and I appreciate what they do for the show. Um, to my partners, WMIC, they took a chance on us. They came to us and they wanted us as a show and wanted us to be a part of their network, and I appreciate that. Up in Toronto, I was reached out by a PR firm, crazy shit. PR firm from Toronto hit me up and wanted their clients to come on my show. Humbling experience, man. So I appreciate them. Kick Up Your Heels Entertainment. It's a wonderful partnership, working relationship. I'm building on that. And to the people, thank them. You know, thank y'all to the people who watch our show or watch our clips and like everything. But the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate that. I don't know if I say that enough. I try to say it, but I don't want to seem too sappy or, get away from who DC is, because there's a difference between Darius and DC. It's two totally different people.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we have to be able to separate that. When that red light comes on, that's DC. Crazy, wild, and crazy. I'm like that off camera, but I'm also more humble and less shit talking.
Mm-hmm.
But I do appreciate everything. Like I said, I can't take none of this for granted. The trajectory that we're on, it's a wild ride, but I want to be part of it and be in the moment and just appreciate everything. So that's like everything that we're going through has just been fucking amazing. But I don't take nothing for granted because I know in the moment it can all go away.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I feel you on that. Well, thank you so much. And we'll stay in touch. And I appreciate you for coming through. Definitely.
No problem, man. Really good.
Yes, this was good. This was good. All right. So we will definitely stay in touch.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, sir. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. See ya. Miss Bethany, what's going on? How you doing out there? Thank you for joining. What's up, Instagram? How y'all doing out there tonight? Thank you so much for joining in. Now, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, YouTube, D Live, Twitch, what's going on? Drop it in the comments. Let me know what's going on. Crazy Capital Media, thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate you. This was a great show tonight. This really was. Shout out to Mr. Darius Chambers. Thank you for coming through and gracing the 411 podcast. He has a podcast called What the Shit. Y'all go ahead and check that out. He seems to be a real good, down to earth person. I'm sure y'all definitely would go ahead and appreciate that. So now, if you'd like to support the 411 podcast and Reading Between the Wines, go ahead and click that link above all of my social media platforms. And I'm so thankful to be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, D Live, Twitch. Go ahead and click that link and go inside of Shop Black Diamond. And anything that you purchase inside of there will help support the 411 podcast and Reading Between the Wines. Tomorrow, we have another fellow podcaster, Jacoby Rice, coming in. So we're going to have a great show tomorrow as well. And I want to leave y'all with this message here. When you do something, make sure that you do it from the heart. Don't try to have any little hidden agendas out there. Don't run around doing stuff for people just so that someone can go ahead and do something in return. That is one of the worst things that you could possibly do. Oh, well, I'm just going to show up because of this. Or I'm only going to go over here because of that. Or I only did this because this person did that and did that for me. When you live your life like that, your life is going to become very limited. But when you open up and you learn how to give from the heart, and when you give from the heart, that means that there's going to be no expectations at all. For example, you go ahead and you lend somebody, $20 because basically that's what you feel like you want to do. That's basically you saying, here, listen, I understand that you got something going on right now. I'm going to just go ahead and drop this for you right here. With no expectations, thinking that they're going to do something for you in return. Example, you go ahead and you lend somebody some money because they were going through something in a time of need. And then all of a sudden, 2-3 months from now, you actually hit some hard times and you're going through some issues in your life. And then that same person that you lend some money to prior, if they don't return and reciprocate and do the same thing to you, you can't get mad at them, because if you really think about the whole situation, when you were giving, if you're going to get mad, you really weren't giving from the heart. Giving from the heart is, I'm just going to go ahead and do this regardless with no expectation. Actually, I'm going to do this knowing damn well that you're not going to return the favor, because that's the way it's supposed to be. Like, think about it. Think about what the whole concept, and think about who our Father is. How would we be, or what would we be? Where would we be if it was, oh, I'm only going to do for you so that you can turn around and do for me? I don't think we'd be in a good spot if it was built on like that. So that's how you know you really are evolving and you come to a special place, when you can actually do something for somebody and have no expectations whatsoever. What you really need to do is have some expectations for yourself and learn how to control your emotions in a situation, because when things don't work out in your favor and people don't turn around and do for you as if you feel they should do for you, that's a problem. Because what we need to do is we need to learn how to do for ourselves and stand on our own 2 feet. And when you do something, basically do it from the heart. Don't be doing this tit for tat stuff. You did this for me, and I'm going to go ahead and do this for you. I only came here to your situation because you came to my situation. That type of stuff will get you absolutely nowhere. Thank you all so much for joining in. I'll see you tomorrow, right here, 10 o'clock on the 411 podcast. We have fellow podcaster Jacoby Rice coming in. We're going to have some more great conversations right here. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I want to go ahead and run it down. We have SOS. We have Bethany. I've seen Carol Cordera out there. Smiling back, I've seen you out there. Mr. Will, so many more of the people that I can't even remember them all. But thank you, thank you, thank you. Miss Lee Dennis, there you go. Thank you for joining. Crazy Capital Media was out here tonight. I appreciate you. Yeah, we made it through Monday, y'all. Crazy. Next week is Halloween. I want to know what y'all going to be for Halloween. I still haven't figured out what I'm doing, if I'm actually going to dress up as something. I have no idea, but Halloween is next week. Me and my only 2 sons have an agreement that neither one of us will give our bill to each other, and it works for us. Yes. All of that is not even necessary. I get what you're saying, though. When people start counting things and tit for tat and you do this, I do that, it can be a little complicated, make things very, very, very complicated. Live life simple. That's what I'm about right about now. Minimal expectations, have no expectations. Things just work out better that way. For people, meaning have no expectations for other people. Have some for yourself and have some standards, but try not to put too much on other people. Sometimes people can't handle it. I went to one last night, Valley of Fear. Um, it was alright. It was okay. There were good parts that were a little out of control, but that I really didn't like. But yeah, interesting. Good night, y'all. See you tomorrow, 10 o'clock, 4-1 podcast. Yeah, it was a Valley of Fear. I think, what is it, Feasterville, something like that. But there's some parts were okay. I mean, I really didn't like the hayride, but they did have a little 2 walkthroughs that were out of control. The house was definitely a piece of work. I'll tell you that. There was a part where I actually felt like I was getting ready to lose it real quick, because the walls started to cave in, and it almost makes you feel like you're going to be like enclosed, like some claustrophobic type stuff where you couldn't breathe. And I was like, midway through it, I was like, I don't know what I do. Like, do I keep walking through it or do I turn back around? But I feel like I'm going to get stuck. So it was a little crazy situation right there. But Yeah, not so much the hayride. I haven't been on a really good hayride in a long time. But the walkthrough was definitely no joke. And I'm gonna tell you, funny. I know I got to get off of here. I don't know if they have some spray that the actors put on themselves, whether it's some death spray, whether it was some funky spray. I don't know what the hell it was, but a couple of the actors that came up to me, I was like, I need you to get away from me the way you smell like that. I don't know if that's a spray, you didn't wash your uniform or whatever, but the smell of death, if that's what it is, they definitely embodied all of that. They embodied it last night because I walked away like, ugh, here we are out in the wide open. And for you to be smelling like that, that don't make no sense at all. We are outside and I can smell you that bad. They must have put some spray on. I have to say, they must have put some spray on because whew, they they did that. That's some world class acting to where you are outside in the cold air of October and people can smell you. Mm, mm, mm. Oh my goodness. Good night, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock.